Hey techies, welcome back to another video. In this video, we will be seeing how the array works and how it's internally storing the values. And after that, we will be seeing array list and two-dimensional arrays to store values and why array list is important in DSA and algorithms. First, we will see First, we will see how it stores. Before that, I will create a Java file. For that, I will create a file. For example, I am creating the sample.java. After that, I will create a main file. After that, I created a main method. Now, I will declare an array with some values. For example, I am giving some values. Here, if you see, this is the this is the size of the array. It can't be changed. It is the size of 5 elements. That means we'll give some price. After that, close brackets for the price. Then we'll move to the. Now we will see how the Java internally stores the array. For that, the array will be like this, and some values will be stored here, like 21, 1, 3, 4, and 6. This is an array. In here, this entire values will be stored in an area called heap area. Okay, this is the heap area. In this, the values will be like this. It is stored among this heap area and floating among there. Then this overall array will be having an address. This address will be stored in the variable name, this array name. For example, if I am naming it as scores, if I try to print the scores, okay, I will get this address. I won't get these values inside the array. For example, if I run this code on Visual Studio Code, I'll try to run. See here, I am trying to run this printing statement using the array name. Now see here, it says array instance printed on print stream. Okay, for example, if I run it, see here, it shows some hexadecimal code. Okay, this is the address of this array. This value will store this address and it will be pointing directly to this heap area. This is heap area. Within this heap area, these values are stored and this address will point to this value. Okay, if I try to print array of 0, that means this array of 0 is here. Then this element will be accessed. Array of 1 means this element will be accessed. Array of 2, this element is accessed. Like that, it is accessed. Okay. For example, if I try to copy this same array within another array, for example, in array 2 equals array. Now I am storing the values of this array inside this array. If I try to print the same value, it means if I try to print array and array 2, then we will get the same out. Because now what's happening here, this array will be stored in this heap area. Now what will happen? There will be array 2. This will point to this array 1. Then this will point to this array. So both of them are pointing to the same heap area. That means in this heap area, this array values are stored like this. After that, now what will happen? This array1 variable name will point to this heap area address. The array2 also point to the same area. So that means it won't create new space. Instead of that, it is copying the value and pasting it to the same array. Okay, this is how the array values are internally stored. So if you want to print the values that is being accessed, you have to use index values. For example, if I try to print array of 0 and array2 of 0, then I will get the values. If I try to print this, then that means I won't get the values. But we can do one more thing. As I said before, we have to first import java.util.arrays. Within this class, a special built-in function is here, that is arrays dot. We have to use toString. After that, within the toString, we have to give the array name. Okay. Now again I am printing it, arrays dot toString of array2. Now if I try to print it, then I will get the array values stored within the square brackets. Okay. If I try to change this, array of 2 equals 35. Okay, now if I try to run this value is changing. Okay, now if I try to print the same values, for example, just the array. So now let us check what is happening here. Still we are getting the same value because this value is only changed after the copying of the values. So that means this value is only changed after it is copying inside the value to the same reference address. So that means this reference value of address will not change for this. So if you use array dot copy to, then there will be a new array which will be copied here, and this will have the different address, this will have a different address. For example, if I try to create another array, okay, I am not copying it, I am just creating another array. After that, now let us check this. So what will be the output? Okay, if I try to run this, see here we have different address because I am creating new array instead of copying the same array. That means then the value will be different. That means the address will be different. We are creating new separate two spaces, so this won't affect it. Instead of that, it is separating a new values of new space that the values will be stored. So now we have got the values. So after that, now here the one of the most problem in the array is that it is fixed size. So when it comes to the real world applications, the array breaks because it's in a fixed size. So it's one of its limitation. So instead of array, we will be using ArrayList. Okay, in the ArrayList, we can store the object data types. That means, for example, we have wrapper classes for all of the primitive data types. For example, for int, to resolve that problem, the Java developers created an array list. The array is static. That means its size cannot be changed. It will be like the same data type and the same size. It cannot be changed. Same for the array list. It will be in the same data type, but it is dynamic. It will extend the size. Like this, it will go up to infinite times. That means it can increase its size based on the how many inputs you are given. And for integer data type, if you create an array, you have to give some values, or else the compiler will pre-defaultly give zeros for integer data type. But for array list, the object data type will be there. That means it will not store primitive data types. Instead of that, it will store the wrapper classes. The wrapper classes are nothing but for integer, it is integer wrapper class. It is nothing but integer, but in an object class. That means it can access some inbuilt functions like that. So it is not a primitive data type. So it can be null. It cannot be null. It will be 0. For integer, it can be null. Null means nothing. So we will be using wrapper class to store within the array list. The array list can only store these wrapper classes and objects. It can't store any primitive data types. So in the declaration, if you try to give array list, and within that if you try to give int, it will throw an error. Instead of that, you have to give integer. After that, that name equals new array list. This is the syntax. I will explain the syntax one by one. The main thing is we are using the array list is because of its dynamic sizing, and there is no zero manual copying. For example, in an array there are 5 elements, or 4 elements, or 5 elements. If I want to increase it by 1, what I have to do? I have to create a larger array than this array, array 1, and I have to create an array 2 with the larger size than the array 1. That means I have to give one more extra space for this. After that, I have to copy all the elements to this array. After that, I have to insert the current value. Okay, so that's in for array list. You just need to add it. It will defaultly increment the size. So you don't need to manually create any copying. So that's why we will be using array list, because in the real world applications, for example, if I take any cart, for example, if you are in a grocery store, then you would like to buy some more of things, and you have already got 5 items. In array, there are 4 items is the maximum size. So if you want to add 5th item, then you can't add it. You have to create new array. After that, you have to copy all the elements and paste it here and add the another element. Instead of that, if you use array list, then that time what you can do, you can simply add it. It will extend the size of the array list. Okay, so that's why we will be using the array list. Okay, now first we will see the syntax for the array list. Array list data type, for example, I am storing integer. Okay, in here I am storing integer. Then the array list name, for example, I am storing as list. After that, what I have to give? New array list. After that, less than symbol and greater than symbol to close it. After that, parenthesis. So this is how you declare a array. So this is how you declare a array list. Okay, now we will do this in the compiler. So let us check here. So for that, if you want to use the inbuilt functions, you have to import ArrayList class. Util dot. Instead of that, if you use star here, the entire util package will be imported. So that means you can import, you have already imported ArrayDQ, ArrayList, arrays, and more of the classes. So maximally try to use, if you are just using ArrayList, then you just have to need You just need to import ArrayList only. But if you want to do it in a bigger project that you will be using all of them, so that time you can use simply star. After that, we'll see the declaration ArrayList. After that, within this we have to give the data type. I'm giving it, for example, integer. After that, what I have to give is the name, so I am just naming it as list, so it will be comfortable for me. After that, new array list. Within that, here also you can give integer, but there is no compulsory needed in the right hand side, so we can simply remove this. So this is the basic syntax that we need to do. This is how we will be declaring the variable. So next we will see what are the operations that we can do in the array list. Okay, now we have created the array list with, there is no size is specified. See here, we didn't give the size of the array list, and we can add elements and we can remove elements and we can still add again. So this is the dynamic sizing. This is the first reason that we are using the array list over the arrays. And one more thing, this array list is a class and it is in a java.util package and it is not a primitive like arrays. That's why we will use dot add and dot get and dot size, so we can get the values of that. For that, if you want to add any elements, so we can simply list dot add 12. So we can add the value here. Now I am adding a value inside the list. After that, if I want to get the value, so I just get this dot get. Within here I have to give the index one. Okay, if I want to get the value, I can use dot get. If I want to add, I can use dot add. And if I want to get the size, in array we will be using dot length, but in the list we will be using list dot size. Okay, I can store it in a variable, for example int n equals. So if I try to print it, I can simply print the size. So n. Now let us check here. See here, it says 12 is here. So if I try to get in the first index value, it says there is no value in the first index. Okay, so we have only one index. So after that, we can do one more thing here. We'll just try to print the list. So now see here, we can directly print it. It will print the values that are inside this list. So if I do this again, so it will still add the 12 one after another. Again, if I printing, the size is now 4. After that, there are 4 values added. Okay, now we don't need to use arrays.toString. Instead of that, we can simply use system.out.println to directly print the arrays within the array values within the array list. So this is the basic syntax, and if you want, we can add. And one more thing is here, if you are given the integer, that means you can only store the integer values inside this array list. So make sure to use the same data type to store the values. And these terms like string, integer are the used to compile time checking. Okay, this will be catches the type errors before the runtime. So that's why we are given this integer data type to check all the values in the integer. And there is, and it is also known as the self documentary. For example, if I see here there is an integer, so I can tell what exactly the array list is holding. So that's why we have to always use these generics with the array list. Okay, And if you try to use primitive data types inside it, so it will throw error. See here unexpected type, because we have to give reference type instead of we have given that primitive data type, so that's why it's showing error. So we'll change it again. So what are the essential ArrayList methods that are used are, this is adding method. After that, get method. The, wait, I'll write it in here. List dot get. We have to give the index value here. So if I give index value, it still shows error. So let me once check again. List dot get and 0. Okay. Now I am copying it, pasting it again. Okay. If you use the get method we have used it before, then we can print it. Okay. So for that, I'm just so after that I just print it. Okay. Now see here I'm using get operator to get the value. So if I give 0, the 0th index value will come. I change these values so you won't get confused. Now I am running it again. We got 12. Okay. Then if I try to print the third index value, we will get 232. So I am running it again. So we got 232. Okay. Now we have seen about adding and we have seen about getting. Okay. Next we have to use another method to remove the values. For example, I am using, right, list dot remove, and within this we have to give the index value. So for example I'm giving 0. So now again I'm printing the 0th index value. So if I run it, we have to get in the 0th index, we usually we will get 12. Now we have to get 2 because we have deleted the first index. Okay, before removing we have 12, 2, 1 and 232. So now let me print it again. So we will know. See here, the 0th index value is removed. So using index, we will be remove the element. Using remove, we will be removing the element. So one more method is there that it will return boolean value. For example, I just need to check that is empty. We can check if a list is empty or not using dot is empty. We don't need to give any parameters here. So we just need to run it. So it should return false because it have contained some value. So if I remove this, adding and removing these things, so just one thing is enough. So because if it removed, then there will be no values. So again I'm printing it, so it should okay, it throws error because we have printed here. After that, okay, there is an error because of these lines. So just remove this. We'll just remove these lines. After that we'll check if it is empty or not, because we have created an empty, so it says it is true. If you created an empty list, it will throw it is true. Now we will try to give some size. So if again I am trying to run it, it says true because those values are null, so it is not mentioned. Even if you give the size, it will be initially created 6 spaces, but even if you input any more values, it will still increases. So there is no problem in the size using the array list. And we will see about a string array list right now. For that, I'll create a array list with string data type. Okay, after that, I'm naming it as, for example, I'm naming it as fruits. Okay, after that, new array list. We have created an array list. So here it should be in camel case, capital. Okay, after that, first, one more thing is that before that, I'll explain from string the value. For example, we will see all the elements. First, we'll start from is empty. We'll see system.out.println fruits dot is empty. So it it should return true because we didn't assign any values. So it is returned true. So we don't have any values. So now let me remove this. After that, we'll add some fruits. Fruits dot add. I am adding apple. After that, fruits dot add banana. Okay. Now we have added two fruits. And one more thing, we can insert this value in some index. First, let me print it. Okay. Print the fruits. After that, if I want to add in a specific index, that means I can simply give the index value, comma, after that some value. For example, I am giving grape. Here now what will happen? It is 0th index and this is first index, and if I add it should be in the second index. But if you give the index value, then it will be different because it will be stored in the specific index value. See here, this is inserted in the first index. The grape is inserted in the first index. Okay. After that, we can simply use get method. So I'm just removing this and removing this also. So we don't need this. We have seen about insertion. After that, we'll see about get method. In this get method, you can simply use fruits dot get 0. Then it will store the value. For example, I am storing it in a variable. So if I try to print it, so now we will get apple. Okay, if I change the index value, now I will get banana because it was changed. So after that, I should change this to check 1. So it should return grape. Yeah, now it's returning. So this is about the get method. So after that, we can, one more method is there, that is get set. That is set. Okay. In the set method, I can replace a value. For example, fruits dot set. In this first index, grape is there, but I don't want grapes. Instead, I will change it to mango. So now what will happen? It will replace the value. So I should print it. So then we can see. Now I am again running it. So see here, The grape is changed and it is changed to mango. It is replaced by the mango. Okay. Now we will see some remove methods. In this remove methods, we can use index values as well as the name values. For example, we have these many values. Now I'll use one more thing. I'll insert it again. So we should have some 4 values. So after that, I'll remove the elements by the indexes. So fruits dot remove 0. So if I print it, I will know it is removing or not. After that, I can remove using the value as well. For that, I'm just copying it and pasting it. So I should use mango here. So let's try it. See here, after adding, in this I have used the indexing value, so it is removed. And in this remove function, that means in this remove, the mango is removed here. If I try to change this to banana, so now again I am running it. See here, mango is now here, banana is removed. So in this remove method, we can do both index and the value as well. So we have checked the empty, and after that we just check the size. So for that, I'm checking size and empty. So after that, you just need fruits dot size. Don't forget to use parenthesis. After that, fruits is empty. Now let's run it. It shows the size as 2 because there is only 2 values currently. After that, it is not empty. So it is returning the boolean value of false. So after that, one more thing is there, that is clear. If you use clear, let me show here using the size. So we know fruits dot clear. If you use clear, it will make the it will make it will make the array list as empty. That means it will remove all the values. Now let us check again. After the clear, see here the size is 2 and it is false. And in here its size is 0 and it became true. Because in this clear, what it does it is entirely removed all of them. So one more thing, we can check if a specific values within that array list or not. For that we can use contains. So before that we'll make it okay, it will make this empty, so we'll add again 3 values. So in here, just paste it. Here what we have to do is we have to check. So for that, fruits dot contains an object, that means a value. So I am checking for grape. Okay, see here, system.out.println fruits dot contains grapes. So let us check it. It says true. Okay, we will use a printing statement here so we won't get confused. Contains. So now let us check again. So see here, it is saying true because grape is here. So if I give any values, it should return false. So it's saying false. If you use contains, you can check if the value is there or not. Okay. So we have seen these many methods. those are and if you want to insert add, if you use add, it will up until the end. That means it will add at the last. After that, if you use index value with it, so it will be insert a value. And if you use get, it will be retrieved by the index value, or else if you use get, it will be retrieved by the index. And if you use set value, you can replace the element. And if you use remove, then you can be remove with index, and you can also remove with the object as well. After that, the size, if you use size, you will get the current element count. And if you use is empty, you can check if it is empty or not. And if you use contains, you will check the existence of the values present in there or not. So for that, let me move on to creating a real world project. For example, now I am going to create a shopping cart. Okay. So let us move on to that. So first I will create a file. I am naming it as shopping.java. Okay, now we have a class. So before that, we have to import the array list. For that, it is in the util package. So we'll import all of them because scanner also in that package only. So java dot util dot. So simply using star will import all other classes. So now main method, within that scanner object, scanner s1 equals new scanner system dot in. Make sure the class name and this name, this is nothing but and constructor. We will see what is a constructor in the oops classes. So before that, just know this both should be in the same name and exactly the same. If it changes any one letter, so it will throw an error. Okay. So now we will see what are the requirements that basically needed for this. So after that, we can move on to the coding flow. So first, in array list, let us take it as a car. For example, it is a card. It is where you will buy products and place it and go to the billing section. So using this, you will add it. So first, when you take it, it will be empty. So we'll take a empty card. That means we'll create an empty array list. Okay. After that, we will add the items through a while loop because we don't know how many items the user will buy. So for that, we will be using that. After that, if they print checkout, that means if they set checkout, until then we will get the items from the user. After that, every time they are getting this any values, that means any product, they have to enter the price of it. Okay, because product and price. So we will get the quantity of that. If there is no quantity, there is quantity also not needed. After that, we have to display the card. For that, if items, that means any item that is stored is empty. That means if they didn't give any value, we can simply print the cart is empty, right? If they didn't buy any values, that means any product, you can say your cart is empty and goodbye, like that. After that, if not, we'll need a value to calculate the total. Okay. After that, what we need to do, we need to do total value plus equals the prices. Correct? We will be using two array lists here. One for storing the product and another one for storing the prices. So then we can add that values. After that, there will be a remove item option. So if they want to remove the item, we can simply use it name. Okay. Then after that, we'll calculate the total and print the value. Okay. If they are giving any numbers invalid to this, we'll just print invalid number. If they have successfully calculated any values, we can simply say checkout complete like that. Okay. So the basic requirements are two array list, one for storing the prices, one for storing the products. So let us start coding. So for that, we get created a scanner class object. So as I said before, we need two array lists. One is string. We name it as items. We use items here so that for that new array list. After that, one more array list is here for storing the prices. So the prices can be in point values. So I'm using double here. We have to use it in camel case. So after that, prices. After that, new array list. Okay, now we have created two array list. So I'm making sure to look nicer. So that's why I'm making it to print something in the console. So it should look some lively. So for that, I'm making it info keys dynamic card. Now we have printed the dynamic card. So after that, we'll just print add items freely. There is no limit. Okay, after that, we have to add some items. So as I said before, we will be using while loop because the user can buy any number of inputs, so we don't know. So I'm just giving true. After that, we have to print enter the item name or checkout. Okay, if they if they if they give the input as checkout, we'll get out of the loop. Until then, we'll get and store the values. So for that, string name equals scanner dot next in. We have stored the value, get the string name through next line. After that, what we can do is that before this we have to if okay the name we have to check it is equals to checkout or not. So we'll use ignore case because the user can give checkout in capital or small. So if you use this ignore case, it will completely ignore that. So I am checking with this. Even if it gives capital and small letters in mixed up, it won't confuse. So that's why we'll be using this one. So if it is true, then we can simply break the while loop. So if not, then we will ask for the price. Enter the price. Okay. Then I'll store it in a variable double. I'm naming it I'm naming it as price. So s1 dot next double. S1 dot next double. So after that, we'll use one more thing, that is s1 dot next line. Why? Because it will consume the leftover new line. So for the second time the loop have to run, right? So for that we have to use the next line here, because after that it should come and ask for the second time of this name. So that time we need this empty scanner to load out the new line. So then we will add these two values. So items dot add name. After that, prices dot add price. Okay. After that, we'll be letting them know it is added. So for that, added to the cart. By added, then I'll give some space over there. The product name added. After that, with some I'm giving it as dollar. So then we'll give some price. After that, close brackets for the price. Then we'll move to the next line. So I simply give backward slash n. So now it's stored. So then we have added it successfully to the cart. Okay. This while loop will break when the user gives checkout. So we will be display it. So for that, if is empty, that is if items if items is empty, then that means I can say it is an empty cart. So your cart is empty. See. After that, if the cart is empty, I just stop the program. If I use return, this program will be ended here. So then we'll move on to the next one. So then we have to let them know what they have bought. So for that, I'll print your cart. Okay. After they were caught, we have to print what are the things they have bought. So for that, we have to calculate the total value first. So I am adding it. Double total equals 0. After that, for int I equals 0, I less than items dot size I plus plus. After that, system dot out dot print, we have to just print two values. So I am using printf here. After that, percentage point 2f. So for that, we let them know from the index. So first we will see I'm using this dot first in the serial number. After that serial number, we have to show them the output. For that, percentage dash 20. Yes, this dash 20 will give some space. After that, I'm using the small loss operator for the price. Then percentage 6. Then this 20s will be the string value. After that, point 2 f. Before that, we have to use percentage here. Percentage, and I'm using dollar symbol for the dollars. So here, percentage dollar dot 2f. Okay, this is for the serial number, and this is for the string. That means the name. Then this is for the price. Okay, அதை இதை ரிமூவ் பண்ணிடு நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லைன் சொல்லிடுறேன். Okay, now we have to use printf here. After that, first let them know the percentage d is nothing but the integer. We will be using percentage d. So for that, this dot will be used for that serial number. After that, some space, then some percentage and the string. So I'm giving this 20 for the storage of the string. After that, the price. So I'm giving modulus 0.2f. So after I am printing that, it should get back to the next line. So for that, backward slash and n. So it will print this. After that, I have to give values. So for that, the index value starts from 0. So I'll add it 1. So I plus 1 will be the serial number. After that, I have to give the string value. So for that, I can tell them items dot to get the value I, comma, then prices dot get I. So now here it is serial number, and this is string, and this is the price. Okay, after that we'll add the total. So total plus equals prices dot get I. Okay, now we will draw a horizontal line. For that, I'll just give some hyphens here. So after that, we'll just print the total cost. Total is equals with some space. After that, I'll give dollars 0.2f. After this 2f, the backward slash onion for the next line. So then I'll give the total value. Okay, here we have to change it to printf. Then it's working. So after that, we have to ask for any items that they want to remove. So if they want to remove, we just remove using the index, but it will be some quite complex. So we just need to add, and after that, the total amount from the cost. Then we'll just print the checkout. Okay. Then we just need to print. We'll be using slash n if there is any leftover spaces there. So for that, slash n, and checkout is complete. Okay, now the checkout is completed. So let's try to run this code. So it says enter the item name. So I would say pizza, and the price is $12. So another checkout, that is some burger with $13, and water bottle with $23, and I like to check out. Okay, it says the checkout is completed, and here we have to give space here. Then I would like to run it again. So pizza price is $12, burger $12 again, and water bottle $2, and I like to check out. So I should remove this. Instead I did give a space there. So it should return here. So again I am running burger, well, pizza again full, and water bottle with $2. Now I like to check out, so I'm just saying check out. So it says the total bill is burger, pizza, and water bottle, and total is this much. So here we have to give some space here so that it will actually, we have to give percentage it to f here, so it would like to run at the value instead of the point to f. So this is the mistake here. So while using the format specifiers, don't forget this modular symbol, so it will not throw the output. Then the price is $3. What is $12, and some fries with $12, and I like to check out. So here it shows this is your cart, and after that burger $12, pizza $3, and water is $12, and fries is $12. Total is $39, and the checkout is completed. Okay, now let us just remove this as well, so we won't get any errors till done. So just running it again. Okay, then I'm again giving burger $12. After that pizza $12. What water $1, and checkout. See here, this is why I have used dash 20 here. That means if I use dash 20 here, that means it will give some spaces after, it will give some space before the string. That means after printing this, after printing the burger, it will give some space. So that's why we are using this dash 20 here. So again running it. So now let's again I give same values, and the price is 12, and pizza and 12, and water 1, and checkout. Oh, okay, now it's completed. This is why we have given this dash 20 here. If you give this, it will give this spaces. So then we need some clear look of that. So that's why we have given dash 20 instead of giving 20 spaces there. And yeah guys, that's the end of this video. And if you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and comment below if you have any questions or topics you want me to cover next. And thanks for watching, and keep going and keep growing.